Okay, so to start with X-Guard, we're going to be starting with our postures first. So I have Professor Neil with me here. When we're looking at our X-Guard, I'm going to go this side. There's some X-Guards I prefer on one side and some I prefer on the other. So your standard X-Guard is this position here. I'm holding onto his knee. My foot here is tight against his hip. My other foot is against his knee. And there's going to be a little bit of tension, keeping his weight off balance. So this is your standard kind of X-Guard. When most people refer to X-Guard, they're referring to this. Now, there's some variations with your X-Guard. You can go over top. I know Professor Neil likes going over top of this arm, or over top of this leg. There's single X. I know, again, Professor Neil likes this one a lot because he's a big fan of the foot locks. And we can start getting into spider X here, where I'm over top of the leg again, or underneath the leg as well. So spider X is a position that some people like. When you're doing your X-Guard, this foot is going to be against the hip, but some people also like it against this hip. Now, this is going to be a little bit of a personal preference. For myself, I'm a fairly tall guy, so I find this a bit of a challenge, but Professor Neil might like this a little bit more against me. I like this position. So what we want to look at is to start staying with the standard X-Guard is where are the opportunities for my partner to disable it. So one thing that he's going to probably try to do is squeeze his knees together a little bit. And when he squeezes his knees, can you back up for a moment, please? And hands up. Watch this foot as he squeezes together. There. That's going to be a problem. It's going to disconnect. And then he's going to be able to push that foot down, and then he's going to step over my leg. So that's a really important detail, that when you have X-Guard, I can't just hold him here. I need to be having some tension. Okay, and you can even see now my heel is resting on my shin. So if he tries to squeeze, I have some good tension there. Now I can pull forward and I can push away. And I can pull forward and I can push away. So the whole time, I want to be having his balance in check. Rarely should you just be here and then doing nothing. I should be looking for a foot, an arm, passing the leg, pushing him over, and pulling him back. So this is your first part. When you're playing with your whatever position you have, is making sure that you have good connection. So this is going to be important. The pushing of the legs is going to be important. And then lastly, holding on to the knee. If we rotate slightly this way, we want this hand on the knee and elbow up high. What we want to avoid is this foot coming back beside my bicep. And this is a challenge because now he can start to put his knee down and put weight on my arm. So this is going to collapse my X-Guard. We need to try and pop that up so it's on the shoulder. So if you have those connecting points, that's going to make your standard X-Guard a lot more comfortable. Now if you start looking at some of the other guards like the single X or the spider X variations, the contact points are very similar. You just got to make sure you're staying tight, and the idea is keep your partner off balance best you can. Okay?